We're going to call the meeting to order and we're going to do a roll call.
Right. David Blako.
Present.
Tom Bruce.
Here.
Larry Chesney.
Present.
Sarah Chavilicek.
Here.
Peter Gower.
Here.
Mark Johnson.
Here.
Shelley Reid.
Here.
Alex Velto for Kathleen Taylor.
Here.
And Diane Vanderwell.
Here.
Thank you. So our first order of business is election of officers. So item A is election of chair from the city of Sparks. So I will open the floor to nominations.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Vanderwell.
Commissioner Vanderwell, I would like to nominate Commissioner Reid for Chair of Truckee Meadows Regional Planning, representing the city of Sparks.
Commissioner Chesney, I would second that.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there any discussion on that? All those signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Madam Chair.
Jessica.
Jessica, did I just?
Sorry. Sorry for the delay there on my end. If Commissioner Vanderbilt could rephrase the motion that she's nominating Commissioner Reid as chair of the Regional Planning Commission versus the agency, just for clarification on the record.
Oh, I apologize.
It's all right.
I nominate Commissioner Reid to be Chair of Truckee Meadows Regional Planning Commission as a representative from the city of Sparks.
Commissioner Chesney, will you second that amended?
I will second that motion.
Any discussion? Once more time, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank
And
you.
Commissioner Reid, the meeting is yours.
Oh, I have to get through. Okay. Let's go to item B for election of a vice chair for City of Reno.
Madam Chair, I'll nominate Commissioner Johnson for vice chair.
Madam Chair, I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Gower and a second by Commissioner Vanderwell. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Next, we have the salute to the flag. Jeremy, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I absolutely will. I'll mute everyone and then I'll say the pledge and I put up a flag and we can all stand for that. So I'm going to mute everyone now. Okay, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jeremy. Next, we have approval of the agenda.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Gower, a second by Commissioner Vanderwell. Any discussion? Seeing none. One thing I'd like to do before we do the vote, I actually would like to do a roll call vote by the clerk for every motion. We do this in Sparks, and I think it helps me better track the votes using this virtual platform. So if we could do a roll call vote I know it's the agenda, but if we do it for all of them, we're consistent. So
Yeah, of course.
a roll call vote for the motion.
Yes, we can do that right now.
Okay.
David Blako.
He's still muted. He's
Still
muted.
muted. David Blanco?
Aye.
Tom Bruce?
Aye.
Aye.
Larry Chesney?
Aye.
Sarah Chavilicek?
Aye.
Peter Gower?
Yes.
Mark Johnson?
Yes.
Shelley Reid?
Aye.
Alex Velto?
Aye.
And Diane Vanderwell.
Aye.
Okay, great. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have public comment. Do we have anyone on the line for public comment?
Not received any for this item.
Okay, let's close public comment and move on to item 6, which is approval of the minutes of the June 25th, 2020 meeting.
Madam Chair, move to approve. Second.
Commissioner Chesney, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Gower and a second by Commissioner Chesney. Any discussion? Okay. Can we please have a roll call vote?
David Blanco?
Aye.
Tom Bruce?
I'm going to vote absent since I wasn't in attendance.
Larry Chesney?
Aye.
Sarah Chavilicek?
Aye.
Peter Gower?
Yes.
Mark Johnson?
Aye.
Shelley Reid?
Aye.
Alex Velto?
I'll vote absent. I wasn't in attendance.
Okay.
And Diane Vanderwell.
Diane?
I did say aye. I
Oh, I didn't
apologize.
hear
Not
you.
loud enough.
Sorry.
I just sort of
apologize.
missed right as you unmuted.
All right.
Yeah, no worries.
Motion passes. So next we'll move on to item 7, which is business of the day, starting with 7A, which is a regional plan conformance review of a Washoe County Master Plan amendment for Woodland Village. Director Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Up for discussion today, possible action. Item 7A, public hearing, regional plan conformance review, Washoe County Master Plan amendment for Woodland Village. That's CR 20-014 to adopt an amendment to the Cold Springs Area Plan, a component of the Washoe County Master Plan, to change the master plan designation on 71% of a plus or minus 4.2 acre parcel, that's APN 556-39005, from suburban residential to commercial, with 29%, that's 1.2 acres, currently suburban residential to remain suburban residential. This proposal, if approved, would result in 71% of the parcel being designated commercial and the remaining 29% designated suburban residential. We have policy analyst Nate Kusha to give us a presentation on this conformance review.
Thank you. Good evening, commissioners. Nate Kusha for the record. As Director Smith just read, this is a conformance review for a master plan amendment for Woodland Village, case number CR 20-014. So this master plan amendment is proposing to change the master plan land use on 3 acres of a 4.2 acre parcel from suburban residential to commercial. The regional location map is shown on the right here, and the subject site is located in the Woodland Village community adjacent to Village Parkway in Cold Springs. Regional planning staff has concluded that this master plan amendment does conform with the 2019 Truckee Meadows regional plan. So this subject site is located in Tier 3 of the Truckee Meadows service area in Washoe County's jurisdiction, as you can see on the map on this screen. So regional plan policy RF3 includes the density and intensity standards for all of the regional land designations or tiers. And it identifies that in Tier 3, the non-residential intensity standard is the existing condition. However, this also notes that commercial development to support the surrounding neighborhood may be allowed in certain instances. The conditions to be met for these instances are outlined further in the same policy language, and state that in Tier 3 lands to support existing neighborhoods, up to 3 acres of non-residential master plan land use per amendment request for neighborhood serving retail or employment use may be allowed in instances that will not cumulatively allow for the proliferation of non-residential uses and will not allow for the expansion of non-residential acres resulting in more than 10 contiguous acres per project area. So that's a lot, but Team RPA staff has determined that this proposal meets this criterion because it does not exceed the 3-acre single amendment limitation, nor does it exceed the 10-acre cumulative acre limitation. In addition, the use of the exception language in this instance will better serve the community in the area by providing opportunities for neighborhood serving commercial development in an area where it is lacking. However, in order to ensure that this exception language to policy RF3 is functioning as intended and not being abused, Team RPA is going to note the usage of it in this case and will track all further usage to report back and note if any further action is needed. So if we notice this being used a lot or in certain areas, we can reevaluate and see, is our policy doing what it's intended? Is the exception language working well? Do we need to change something? So as you can see on the map on this slide, a portion of the subject site is already developed. That's that kind of northeastern portion there. You can see where there's a building. And the facilities and services to serve the site are already in place. No specific development is proposed at this time, and any future development proposal will be analyzed by Washoe County staff to ensure that the appropriate facilities and services for such development are provided. So policy RC9 of the 2019 regional plan identifies the 5 factors that the Regional Planning Commission must consider when evaluating for conformance, and these are listed on the slide here. In regards to these 5 factors, staff's found that the proposal conforms with each of these policy sections. So with that, there is a proposed motion on the screen here or on page 8 of your packet. This concludes staff's presentation. Myself, as well as Washoe County staff, are available for any questions.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have questions for staff? I can't see all the commissioners. Can we unshare the screen?
Yes.
Great. Seeing no questions, this is a public hearing item. Do we have anyone waiting for public comment?
No, we do not.
Okay, let's close the public comment and bring back to the commission. Any discussion?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Vanderwell, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move to find the Woodland Village Master Plan Amendment to the Washoe County Master Plan in conformance with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan based on the findings listed in the staff report.
Commissioner Chesney, second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vanderwell and a second by Commissioner Chesney. Any discussion? Can we please have a roll call vote?
David Blako. Try to unmute him real quickly.
Aye.
Aye. Tom Bruce.
Aye.
Larry Chesney.
Aye.
Sarah Chavilicek.
Aye.
Peter Gower.
Yes.
Mark Johnson.
Aye.
Shelley Reid.
Aye.
Alex Felto.
Yes.
And Diane Vanderwell.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Next up is item 7B, Regional Plan Conformance Review of Washoe County Master Plan Amendment for Reno Stead Corridor Joint Plan. Director Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeremy Smith, the record. Let's read in the item. For possible action, a public hearing, Regional Plan Conformance Review, Washoe County Master Plan Amendment, Reno Stead Corridor Joint Plan, that's CR 20-013. to remove all references to the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan from the North Valley's Area Plan, and to sunset the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan, changing all existing Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan master plan land use designations on 416 parcels of land, totaling approximately 734.84 acres from Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan designated medium density suburban/suburban residential and low density suburban/rural residential to Washoe County Master Plan category of suburban residential. And then from Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan designated high density rural to Washoe County Master Plan category of rural residential. From RSCJP designated general rural to Washoe County Master Plan category of rural. From the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan designated general rural to Washoe County Master Plan category of rural. From Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan designated general commercial to Washoe County Master Plan category of commercial, and from the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan designated public and semi-public facilities and designated parks and recreation to Washoe County Master Plan category of open space. Today we have Nate Kusha again, policy analyst, to take us through this presentation.
All right. Good evening again, commissioners. For the record, Nate Kusha. This is the conformance review for the master plan amendment for the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan, CR 20-013. All right, so just some overview. As part of the 2019 regional plan update process, it was agreed that the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan was no longer necessary and that it would be sunsetted. So therefore, policy RC3 of the newly adopted plan outlines the requirements for joint planning areas. However, it does not identify that there are any currently existing. So this amendment is somewhat of a housekeeping item and brings the Washoe County Master Plan better into conformance with the 2019 regional plan by removing the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan land use designations and references from the Washoe County Master Plan. The amendment requests to change the land uses on the 416 parcels to the most similar Washoe County Master Plan land use categories. And regional planning staff has concluded that this master plan amendment does conform with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan. So policy RC9 of the 2019 Regional Plan identifies the 5 factors the Regional Planning Commission must consider when evaluating for conformance that are shown here. So this amendment was planned and is simply the portion of the process that Washoe County must undertake to complete the relevant changes and agreed to and implemented with the adoption of the 2019 regional plan. So with regards to the 5 factors on this slide, staff has verified that the requested changes are as intended and that the proposal conforms with each of these policy sections. So with that, there's a proposed motion on the screen here or on page 30 of the meeting packet. This concludes my presentation, and myself as well as Washoe County staff are available for any questions.
Thank you, Nate. You can leave the motion on, or not.
I can put it back up if we need it.
See everybody when it's down, but I can always scroll down. Do the commissioners have questions for staff?
Chair Reid.
Commissioner Chivilicek, you have
Yes, I don't have a question. I just have a comment because I've lived with this document for many, many, many years. And I just want the record to reflect that the Reno-Sparks Joint Corridor did serve a purpose. It no longer does, but it was a vital document in our joint planning in the North Valleys.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions, comments? All right, this is a public hearing item. Do we have anyone waiting for public comment?
We have not received any public comment for this item.
All right, so let's go ahead and close public comment and bring back to the commission.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'm prepared to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move to find that the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan Master Plan Amendment to the Washoe County Master Plan is in conformance with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan based on the findings listed in the staff report.
Commissioner Vanderwell, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Chivilicek and a second by Commissioner Vanderwell. Any further discussion? Okay, can we please, did I miss somebody? Okay, can we please go ahead and do a roll call vote?
David Blako,
Aye.
Tom Bruce, Tom Bruce, I think you're still muted there.
Aye. Sorry.
No worries. Larry Chesney,
Aye.
Sarah Chivilicek,
Aye.
Peter Gower,
Yes.
Mark Johnson,
Aye.
Shelley Reid,
Aye.
Alex Felto,
Aye.
and Diane Vanderwell.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Next, item 7C, which is a regional plan conformance review of a Washoe County Master Plan amendment for Sparks Sphere of Influence rollback. Director Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeremy Smith for the record. Item 7C is possible action, a public hearing, regional plan conformance review, Washoe County Master Plan Amendment, Sparks SOI rollback, CR 20-012. An amendment to the Washoe County Master Plan, assigning Washoe County Master Plan land use designation on 1,180 parcels that have been removed from the City of Sparks' sphere of influence and returned to Washoe County's jurisdiction. Changing all City of Sparks land use designations to the equivalent Washoe County Master Plan category as follows in accordance with the regional plan. Sparks LU large lot residential to Washoe County Master Plan category MPC or rural residential. Sparks LU large lot residential low density residential and intermediate density residential to Washoe County MPC suburban residential. Sparks LU multifamily residential to Washoe County MPC urban residential. Sparks LU community facilities to Washoe County MPC open space. And Sparks LU commercial to Washoe County MPC commercial. For this conformance review, we have TMRPA Regional Planner Shani Sousa.
Well, give me just a moment.
Shani, once again, it's not, your voice is not coming through.
Shoot.
Try now.
All right, how about now?
Yes, that's working.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Now my notes aren't working. So
You can just do it like this format so you can read the notes and you can go ahead and move through it like this.
All right, good evening, commissioners. Let's see. This presentation is for a regional plan conformance review for a Washoe County. Of your packet.
You're fading in and out.
No.
Maybe try talking just a little bit slower and more deliberately, Cho, and we'll see if that does it. If not, I'm happy to take over and take them through the slides.
Okay, sorry everyone. All right, here's a brief overview. This request is for a master plan amendment to respond.
I don't think it's going to work. It's strange. Apologies to the commissioners. You know, we Zoom every day with Shani, and this never happens. It's only when we are all together here at the meeting that this becomes a thing. You want ideas, Sean, you could call in, but I think I can handle the report if you don't mind.
No problem.
Okay, so correct me if I get anything wrong. Go ahead and interrupt me. So this is Jeremy Smith for the record, Interim Director at TMRPA. This is a similar scenario to what we just heard of with Nate's presentation on the Reno-Stead Corridor Joint Plan. During the regional plan update, in discussions with the City of Sparks and Washoe County and the City of Reno, actually, it was decided that these 1,180 parcels that have been in the City of Sparks' sphere of influence for quite a while would be returned back to Washoe County's jurisdiction. The reason for that is that at the time they were put into the sphere, maybe there were different ideas of what could happen there. Many of the parcels are already developed, and so it was indicated that there was no intention by the City of Sparks to annex these lands, and therefore to kind of ameliorate some governance issues and just make things a little bit more straightforward. It was decided that these areas would be pulled out of the sphere and put back into a regular unincorporated Washoe County land use. So basically you can see the graphic here. We're going from Sparks Master Plan land uses to Washoe County Master Plan land uses. And just in the same way that Nate described that this is sort of a housekeeping, this was basically adopted with the regional plan back last year in October. But now this final piece brings the Washoe County Master Plan into conformance with that adopted decision. Next slide, please. Okay, here is a map showing the different areas, and you can see that they're kind of all spread out, kind of at the edges of the existing City of Sparks. There is a mix of tiers 1, 2, and 3, I believe, that are being returned. I think I went over these bullet points. So a regional plan amendment is not needed because this typically with this kind of a thing, it would change the sphere of influence mapping. We would need a regional plan amendment. But because this all worked out and the maps were updated, actually, all of the sphere of influence maps have already been updated in our plan. So now it's correctly reflected in the Washoe County Master Plan. Next slide, please. Okay, as with any of our conformance reviews, there are these 5 factors that commissioners need to consider. But as we mentioned, in this case, we found that there is no problems in any of these areas because this was all negotiated ahead of time. So next slide, please. Here is a proposed motion. Shawnee, maybe you can let them know what page of the packet that this can be found on, because I don't know. But
Page 49.
49, thank you. All right, that concludes staff's presentation. We're happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have questions for staff? See none. This is a public hearing item. Do we have anyone waiting on the phone for public comment?
We have received no public comment for this item.
All right, thank you. All right, see none, I'll close the public comment and bring back to the commission for discussion.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move to find the Sparks SOI Rollback Master Plan Amendment to the Washoe County Master Plan in conformance with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan based on the findings listed in the staff report.
Thank you.
Commissioner Vanderwell, second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Chesney and a second by Commissioner Vanderwell. Any discussion? Can we please have a roll call vote?
David Blako.
Aye.
Tom Bruce.
Aye.
Larry Chesney.
Aye.
Sarah Chavilicek.
Aye.
Peter Gower.
Aye.
Mark Johnson.
Aye.
Shelley Reid.
Aye.
Alex Velto.
Yes.
And Diane Vanderwell.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Next is item 7D, which is a regional plan conformance review of the City of Sparks Comprehensive Plan Amendment for 5 Ridges. Director Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeremy Smith for the record. This is item 7D for possible action. A public hearing, a regional plan conformance review, City of Sparks Comprehensive Plan Amendment 5 Ridges, CR 20-015. It's consideration of and possible action on requests for a site 28.81 acres in size within a larger parcel, 386.87 acres in size, generally located at 555 Highland Ranch Parkway, Sparks, Nevada, to amend the comprehensive plan land use designation from approximately 13.181 acres of intermediate density residential, or IDR, and approximately 15 acres of commercial to 28.81 acres of multifamily residential, or MF14. I will be doing this presentation as well. This is my first conformance review, interestingly, that I've done in my time here at Team RPA for the past 10 years. So I'm really happy that I finally got to do one. Okay. All right, as I mentioned, it's a conformance review for 5 Ridges, CR 20-015. Here is a kind of an overview. We talked about the fact that it's trying to change 15 acres currently with a land use of commercial, plus a chunk in the center of the site that is currently intermediate density residential, to a total of 28.81 acres of MF14, or multifamily residential. The site itself is located in orange there in the map. It's in the second tier. It is just generally west of Pyramid Highway and north of Highland Ranch Parkway. Staff's analysis finds that our recommendation is that this requested land use change conforms with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan. Here is a kind of a neighborhood map, closer in view of where the site is located. Like I said, it's in Tier 2. Previously, the Regional Planning Commission heard this project as a master plan land use change and project of regional significance back in 2018. That was approved under the name of the Quarry, and it has since changed names to 5 Ridges. What is interesting to note about this project is while the land uses are changing within, there is no change to the overall number of units that are being proposed. You can see here an aerial map showing underneath the hatched line with the remnants of a quarry. That's the name, the Quarry. On the left in the map, you can actually see the geographies that are proposed to change. So currently, at the south end there along Highland Ranch Parkway, there's a chunk of commercial that is being proposed to change to the MF14, along with an area in the center of the site that would also change to MF14. Basically, right now, the goal for this project is around on the order of just over 1,200 acres, or sorry, 1,200 units, my apologies. There is a development agreement in place with the city of Sparks that allows for anywhere from 1,200 to 1,800 units on the site per that agreement. So this obviously is not triggering any change there. In fact, the number of units is staying the same. It's just sort of an exchange for townhomes in lieu of single-family detached for about 158 of those units. There is no required changes to the facilities and services to serve the site. And the idea is that these townhomes can provide a more affordable option for folks than a traditional single-family detached home. So that was kind of the short story. The policy RC9 of the 2019 regional plan identifies 5 factors the RPC must consider when evaluating conformance. We've gone through all 5 factors and we find no issues really in any of them. There is just that positive in the population growth section that about 158 units will be somewhat more affordable than what they were slated for previously. So with that, the motion is here on the screen or on page 74 of your packet, and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Jeremy, do any of the commissioners have questions for staff on this item?
Yes, I do. Has there been a traffic study done on putting all this high-density housing right on Highland Ranch Boulevard?
Yes, Commissioner Chesney, there was a traffic study done initially for the Quarry, and then it was redone to reflect this change, and actually the number of trips reduced. There was a reduction in the overall number of trips. I believe there was a slight increase in one category, which was the PM peak, a 2% increase, but in all other categories, trips and the AM peak, the traffic study revealed that it would be reduced.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for staff? Seeing none, this is a public hearing item. Do we have anyone waiting for public comment?
We have not received any public comment for this item.
Okay, let's go ahead and close public comment and bring it back to the commission.
Well,
Chair. Oh,
Commissioner Chesney, I have a real problem with putting that type of high density housing that close to Highland Ranch Boulevard, considering it's a 2-lane road and a very highly traveled road. And I just, at that intersection, that close to the intersection of 445, I cannot support the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Chesney. Anybody else? Any other discussion? I'm prepared to entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I'm prepared to make a motion. Commissioner Vanderwell.
Go ahead.
I move to find the Five Bridges Master Plan Amendment to the City of Sparks Comprehensive Plan in conformance with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan based on the findings listed in the staff report.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Commissioner Yauer, I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Commissioner Vanderwell and a second by Commissioner Grauer. Any discussion? Can we please have a roll call vote?
David Blako. Let me unmute him real quick. David Blako.
Aye.
Tom Bruce.
Nay.
What was that? Did he say nay?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Larry Chesney.
Nay.
Sarah Chavilicek.
Before I cast my vote, could I ask for a point of order because there was a message put in the chat? And I guess this would go to council and to the director.
Yes, I do see the thing, the message there from Mike Raley. He's available to speak on the item in terms of the improvements. If you guys would like to, he's here on the Zoom call. And one other point that may be relevant is that the existing land use of commercial, I believe, actually allows for more density than this would allow at that site, at that spot.
So can we send suspend the vote and have him speak? Is that doable? And I'm sorry, I missed the chat. Is that okay, legal?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
If we feel like the motion has been made prematurely and you want to engage in further discussions,
Okay.
certainly there can be a rescission of the motion at this time and to resume additional discussions on the item, which would be a cleaner way to go about it.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'll rescind my my motion.
Thank you. Can we hear from Mike Raley then?
Madam Chair, we also have City of Sparks staff available for any questions too. That was in the chat box also.
Oh, okay.
My apologies. See, you can tell I've never done one of these before.
No, I am not keeping up on the chat. Thank you, Commissioner Vanderwell. So let's hear from Mike Raley and then the City of Sparks rep.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, Mike Raley with Christie Corporation, representing Five Ridges Development Corporation. I just wanted to clarify for the record that the approved development agreement for Five Ridges does have triggers for improvements to both Highland Ranch Parkway and Highway, including the intersection as well as widening of Highland Ranch Parkway. That is specific to the levels of service. As the units are built, there's triggers for those improvements. None of that is changing with this request. And as Jeremy mentioned, the overall traffic impacts are anticipated to go down with this request over what's been previously approved by the City of Sparks. So I just wanted to make that clarification.
Thank you. Can we hear from the City of Sparks?
Yeah, it's great to see you Regional Planning Commissioners virtually, but Sienna Reid here with the City of Sparks. Mike already covered the roadway infrastructure improvements required per the development agreement, and that development agreement is set to cover 1,200 to 1,800 dwelling units, so it's been analyzed at that maximum. I did want to speak to the differences between the commercial comprehensive plan land use designation as compared to the MF14 comprehensive plan land use designation. So the commercial designation allows for a very wide variety of uses. It also allows multifamily development, and in terms of the actual Sparks municipal code standards, there's a minimum of 34 dwelling units per acre associated with that commercial land use. The MF14 land use designation has a much lower density range. It's 10 to 14 dwelling units an acre. So in terms of the potential types of residential uses that could establish adjacent to Highland Ranch Parkway, they would certainly be of lower density based on the code standards that we have.
Thank you, Sienna. Does that help address some of the concerns and questions Commissioner Bruce and Commissioner Chesney had and others? Do you have any further questions for either of them?
I have none.
All right, thank you. Are we ready to move forward with the motion?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Vanderwall, I'm prepared to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move to find the Five Bridges Master Plan Amendment to the City of Sparks Comprehensive Plan in conformance with the 2019 Truckee Meadows Regional Plan based on the findings listed in the staff report.
Thank you.
Gower, second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Vanderwell and a second by Commissioner Gower. Any further discussion? Concerns? Okay, can we please have a roll call vote?
David Blako,
Aye.
Tom Bruce,
Nay.
Larry Chesney,
Aye.
Sarah Chavilicek,
Aye.
Peter Gower,
Yes.
Mark Johnson,
Aye.
Shelley Reid,
Aye.
Alex Velto,
Yes.
and Diane Vanderwell.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Next is item 8, reports. Director Smith.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeremy Smith for the record. First off, thanks for putting up with me in that pretty junior conformance review I just did. So hopefully I'll get better at that. The only thing I want to announce is the next regular RPC meeting is our next meeting is scheduled for August 27th. It will be at 6 p.m. again, and will probably most likely, undoubtedly, be on Zoom. So I'll see you all in about a month. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a legal counsel report?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jessica Prenti for the record. Nothing to report tonight. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is item 9. Are there any requests for future agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to public comment. Do we have any callers on for public comment?
I don't just say this to Sarah Chavilicek. We also have none.
Thank you. You know, maybe going forward at the beginning of each meeting, it might be a good idea we do this in Sparks. Sorry, I keep bringing that up, but have the clerk provide the number at the beginning of the meeting. Just, I think it might help. It's something worth trying. We might even do it more throughout the meeting and see how that goes. So let's move on to item 11. Is there any written correspondence?
No, there is not.
Okay. I meant to say this at the beginning, but in all the excitement, I forgot to thank you guys for the opportunity. And I hope that I do as well as Commissioner Chivilicek. I think given the circumstances and the virtual world we're living in, I think she's done a really fabulous job, and I hope to do half as well. So I appreciate that. I'm sorry I forgot to say that. I was just so excited. Let's move forward on the agenda. So with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Chesney, move to adjourn.
Second, Commissioner Vanderwell.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you and congrats.